Mixed Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mixed Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mixed Design.
Hog fanatics, we at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code Inside Hawg Pen. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code Inside Hawg Pen.
This is where the fun begins.
What is up, everybody?
But we've seen this movie before.
What's Sam Pittman known for?
I don't know.
Exactly. Is the Arkansas athletic program cursed? You never know what the loudest mouth in the fan base and his wild band of misfits are going to say.
I have a river of Kool-Aid for basketball.
It's time to step inside the Hawg Pen with your host, Razorback Zach and Marcus MC Carlton.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Hawg Pen. I am your host, as always, from the Central Arkansas Hawg Pen, Razorback Zach, and I'm alone tonight. Yes, sadly, they have left me alone once again to run free and wild inside the Hawg Pen. No, I'm just kidding. MC's out sick tonight. The confusing Arkansas weather has finally caught up to him, so he is taking some much-needed time away. And D-Matt will be joining me in about 10, 15 minutes or so. But let me change this. There we go. All right, let's try that. Shouldn't mess with some of my stuff. But glad everybody joined me tonight. All right, so we got a big show. But tomorrow morning, before I forget, tomorrow morning, 101.1 FM, The Answer, in the Central Arkansas area, Inside the Hawg Pen Radio comes to you live like it does every Friday morning, 10 to 11. I will be joined tomorrow by former Arkansas great Chuck Tatum, former basketball player from 99 to 04. So y'all be sure to tune into that. And if we can get MC to feeling better, I'll have him on as well to promote his new podcast that he's been working on. It's called The Final Jump Shot. It's about small town basketball, small town schools that not many people know about anymore because of consolidation and things like that. So make sure you guys tune into that. Excuse me. But all right. So what do you say we jump off into this and hope and pray that my executive producer shows up? No, I'm kidding. All right. So Arkansas gets 2 good wins in a row. They knock off Missouri 92-85, and then they turn around and knock off Texas in a close one, an 86-81 overtime victory. And we're not going to play the School of Hog Hoops because MC's not here, so we're going to jump right into this. But for me, I've been a very big critic of this team moving forward. I'm trying to do a couple of things at once, so y'all excuse me for just a moment. Um, I've been a very big critic of this team of not coming together when it needs to. And I know. See, y'all, look here. He's already telling me to quit touching the board. Uh, for me, though, these back-to-back wins, again, when you're looking at the tournament schedule, all right, I think 5 out of our last 7 were quadrant 1 teams. And beating Texas, beating Missouri, knocking off Missouri should, for whatever reason, put us in the tournament. We're not going to be seeded very high unless we make a run in the SEC tournament. But for all intents and purposes, we should be in the tournament by the skin of our teeth. And I mean by the skin of our teeth. Which Arkansas's never been in that position here recently because we've solidified our place in the tournament. I mean, Eric Musselman got us to a couple of Elite Eights. He got us to some Sweet 16s. So we're used to being in the tournament. I don't think since the early days of Mike Anderson, especially since John Pelfrey and Stan Heath, have we been this late in the season and been scared to, are we or aren't we going to be in the tournament? I know the first 4 play-in games to get into the tournament haven't been around all that much, but for the most part, you got to wonder where this team is at right now. You got to wonder where their mentality's at. But my biggest question is Missouri. We're going to go back to the Missouri game. All right. First off, why did it take 35 years for them to honor the 1990 Final Four team? Think about it. Now, most of y'all may not remember and may not know who the 1990 team is, but we've been talking about it for a while now. That team, from top to bottom, was probably one of the best put together teams in the history of the program. And I'm going to tell you now, without that team, we said it last week, without that team, the 1994 team never happens. Sorry, that's just the way it is. You don't get 94 without 1990. All right. You just don't. And for more on that, check out our podcast channel. Anywhere you guys are listening to podcasts, MC sat down with Ernie Murray last week, Arkansas great Ernie Murray, who was part of that 1990 team, and had a very, very good interview, man. He knocked that thing out of the park. But basketball's his forte, and he's MC, all right? Come on. Had I done that interview, I probably would have screwed it all up, but this dude knocked it out of the park. But check that out anywhere podcasts are found. Inside the Hawg Pen, HAWG, for those of you who are spelling nerds. But, up and down the court, the inconsistencies of this team has just blown my mind. You've got really talented individuals. You really do. You've got talented individuals, and I feel like I'm doing my hands with term. Y'all don't see this, but it's one of those that you don't. And we had this conversation all throughout football. All throughout football is which team's going to show up. Is it the one that beat number 4 Tennessee? We're talking about football here for a minute. Or is it going to be the one that choked away the game at Oklahoma State? You can say the same thing about this basketball team. Okay. We saw what they could do against guys like Kentucky. You even saw it against Missouri. They were scrappy against Missouri. And then you turn around and you blow a double-digit lead against Texas to take this and let them take it into overtime. Should have never happened. However, I will say this. We have never beaten Texas or never lost to Texas in SEC play. I know. It's only for their first season. So soon. All right. But anyway, I digress. But no, I mean, when it's frustrating watching this team because you know the level of potential that they have. And let me see if I can pull the stats up from that game. I mean, 13 for 17 from the charity stripe, 12 of 36. 12 of 36 from three-point land. 34%, 35%. And then you're 30 for 68 from the field for 44%, excuse me. You got outshot. I'm sorry, I was looking at that wrong. That is Missouri's stats. We are 29 of 53 for 54%, 6 of 18 for 30%. So we basically shot the same as Missouri from three-point land, 34%. And then from the free throw line, we were 28 of 37 for 75%. That is the stat you want to see. That is the stat you want to see, is that free throw percentage. Okay? Especially if the shots aren't falling and we're getting the foul calls. Absolutely. You want to see that percentage of that from that field goal from the charity stripe up there in the 70, 75 range. But if we get into this tournament, it's going to be up, down, okay? Because you're getting out of the SEC. You're going to be playing, I think we're one of the first four in, which would probably put us anywhere between a 12 and 16 seed, okay? I don't think we've ever been ranked that low. I don't. It's just, for me, it's frustrating. And like I said, we're gonna take a quick break here in just a minute, and we'll come back and talk about Texas. But you've gotta scratch your head and wonder, okay, when is this team gonna settle down and actually, do what they're supposed to do? Okay, now here's my thing. It would be the most Arkansas thing ever for them to struggle through conference play, get to the tournament, and make a freaking run to the Final Four. Okay? That would be the most Arkansas thing ever, but I digress. I want to take a break. On the other side of the break, I will talk about the Texas game and all of that entails, because that's a head scratcher too. But I am solo in the pen tonight, so you're hanging with me, and I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. You're listening to Inside the Hawg Pen, coming right back right after this. I can get my computer to work.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code Inside Hawg Pen. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code Inside Hawg Pen.
It's time to step back inside the Hawg Pen to the Mix Design Studios.
Hi, welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen on a very spring day here in Central Arkansas, and my board is completely spazzing out on me. So if I trip out, I apologize. But going pinch hitting for MC tonight is our executive producer here at Inside the Hog Pen, Dylan Madden. What's up, D?
What's up, buddy?
The most Arkansas thing ever. You know, last week, great show, perfect, everything went well. This week, chaos, the board's breaking down.
That game was never in doubt, was it?
No. But man, I tell you, real quick though, it's got to be the most craziest Arkansas weather ever here. Like a week ago, we were iced in, snowed in, and now we're like 70, 75 degrees every day. And then next Tuesday, they're talking about tornadoes.
Oh, Lord.
What? All I want to know is who pissed off Mother Nature. Okay.
Good question.
Who did the whole voodoo black magic thing? Because we just need to drop kick them into a volcano because it's wreaking havoc on my sinuses, man.
Yeah, my knees are starting to hurt every day more and more.
That's because you're getting old, dude. Don't feel bad. You're getting.
Listen, I plucked 2 gray hairs. Okay, calm down.
Did you? No. You know what? I'm leaving that one alone. All right, dude. So I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts about this Missouri game? We're gonna briefly talk about Missouri, and then I want to jump into this Texas game real quick.
Missouri game. We pretty much handled business, didn't we? Most of the game. I can't really remember off the top of my head.
We did, and we dominated. We pretty much won the game of the charity stripe, if you think about it. 76% from the free throw line, only about 34% from the 3-point land, but
about the 9-minute mark. It was a 9-minute mark in the second half is when Arkansas kind of took off. But I don't know. This team has seemed to be a second half team all year. And it's kind of crazy being a second half team with a 3-man bench. That's beside the point. But I don't know. I just keep on getting the feeling that if they can hang in there through the first half, I have a really good feeling when it comes down to the second half that they'll be able to put it together. I think this team's getting better game by game. I don't think there's a lot of teams that really want to play us. I mean, if you think about it, 4 best teams in conference right now, Auburn, Alabama, A&M, and Missouri. I mean, we took 3 of the 4 down to the wire, and we took the 4th, and we spanked them. We were at home, so we had to at least do something. But I don't think there's
– at the same time, though, D, I mean, and we talked about this before the break, the team has just been up and down.
Yeah, and if you take out the 0-5 start and maybe make us 2-3 through the first 5 games, which is not that crazy if you think about it. I mean, this team is tied for top 10 in the SEC, or not top 10, but they're more in a good position in the SEC. We're not having to worry about where we're at when it comes to the bracket. If we just win the LSU game and the Oklahoma game, just those 2 games, we're in a totally different position. And I know ifs and buts are candy and nuts, but
we all have a Merry Christmas.
Right. But
the thing about it, go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
I was going to say this team, they're not playing like their record says they are. This team kind of makes me feel like a first-year must type of team when they had Mason Jones and Isaiah Joe in and out of the lineup. This team is starting. You can tell the wheels are starting to turn just ever so slightly. Billy's getting more confident with every game. Carter's getting more confident with every game.
Sometimes Billy's getting a little too confident for his breaks. You know what I mean?
Man, to be honest, my personal opinion, I think Billy should be our point guard. That guy, I think the pace of the game he plays with, yeah. I think he's got what Cal's wanting with the pace. And it's just I don't think he had a lot of dumb turnover against A&M, but I think Billy's he's the one that stirs the Kool-Aid right now. I mean, he's been a difference maker in a lot of games this year. He was a difference maker against Alabama, and Carter's defense against Trey Johnson for 35 minutes of the game. He was doing good against him. That dude can just flat out score.
Here's the thing, and funny you should mention Trey Johnson again with Texas. 38 points. It's a record.
39.
30. Okay, excuse me, 39. Big whoop because it didn't do a bit of good because they still lost the game.
Still holding the L.
But how, again, you mentioned it a few minutes ago. If we'd have won the LSU game, if you'd have won the Oklahoma game, we're having a completely different conversation here.
And the LSU game, it goes back down to the SEC officiating being absolutely terrible this year.
Don't trigger me because I'll do it.
Oh, I don't know if you tease this, but I talked to a former player last night, and he's definitely told me he was happy he doesn't have to watch his mouth anymore.
Oh no. So the former, I did kind of tease it at the top of the show.
Skittles.
He is joining us tomorrow on the radio show. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Chuck Tatum.
That's my boy Skittles.
We're all in this group chat, and he is just raving about, I don't have to watch my mouth. I can, yell, scream, and shout about these Razorbacks and all this. But get this, y'all. He's able to do that because he played the game. Okay? He is a former player that played the game. So he knows what he's talking about. Okay? The other flip side to this, though, is you've got Boogie Fland out. You have a Duthiero out. Okay. We have been asking all season long, what happened to Jonas Adu? Why is Adu? Adu is just he's not playing up to his potential. I can't say that now because he freaking stepped up against Texas.
I think there's been a lot of him recovering from his ankle. Was it ankle injury? Some type of lower leg injury.
Yeah, I think it was ankle.
He had surgery right before the season, or right before in the summer, let's call it that. But I mean, he's still recovering, and we have to go back to what Cal said in the press conference. We're not going to be good when we start. It's exactly what Cal said. Just be patient.
We were rough.
Cal he's almost becoming somebody that can make these judgments from far out because he knows they're going to come true.
Savage is in the house.
I'm not sure what the 40 ball is, but
also half of our royalties in the house too. Linda Sutton, Mama Linda's in the house. What's up, Mama Linda? Still not a John Calipari fan, Mama Linda. But hey, if you guys want in on the action, leave us a question or comment in the Cam Productions live fan feedback.
Let me ask you this, Zach.
I don't want to. I don't want to play this game.
Are you starting to drink just a little bit of the Kool-Aid?
Realistically, no. I'm gonna tell you why. All right.
She cleared it up for me. Thank you. I no longer speak young. I 30 years old now.
Yeah, you're old now. It's fine. Join us on the dark side. It's fine. No, honestly, I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. I'm slowly getting confident that Calipari, obviously, he does know what he's doing. I mean, he's not a Hall of Fame coach for nothing. All right. But at the same time, you've got to get these guys all on the same page. Okay. You can't be out there just running up and down the court willy-nilly. You run a set play, communicate. One of the biggest things that Chuck said last night was they're not communicating. One of the things that we have said week in and week out, these guys are not communicating when they're on the court.
And finishing possessions.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I got to throw out what Chuck said last night. I asked Chuck if he had ever seen a team that was this bad.
Oh my God! I tripped
point
out
blank. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh my God, he about killed me.
Eric Jernigan says, "I'm in on D-Mad's idea for Billy to be the main point guard. I love his defense and his intensity." Y'all are going to be surprised by this, but I agree with D-Mad too.
He's the Energizer Bunny right now. I mean, you can't stop the guy.
And the number one thing that I like about him that I hadn't seen earlier on, his aggressiveness.
Yeah. He does not look scared at all. He doesn't care who's in front of him. He's going after it. Yep.
You two are on the same wavelength.
And another thing, so let me just get this out of the way. I asked Chuck if we've ever seen a team. Oh,
she's still not a fan. Mama Linda's sticking to her morals.
Can't hate her for sticking to her guns.
Oh, heck no.
So I asked Chuck, I said, have you ever seen a team this bad at point blank? He said verbatim, absolutely. I coached the Weatherford Kangaroos for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Out of my chair.
Chuck's good people, man.
Man, I like that guy.
But again, we've seen it week in and week out that these guys are blowing these double-digit leads and taking the game. I mean, they're not called the Cardiac Hogs for nothing. I don't come on here week in and week out and tell you guys, make sure your heart's healthy enough for Razorback sports. This is why. Now, you made a statement last night. I think it was either you or MC in that group chat that made the statement last night that they're gassed when it came to overtime.
That was MC.
Was that MC that said that?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, get well, buddy. MC is under the weather tonight. I don't tell him I said this now, but they actually looked more energized.
I think Trey Johnson looked more gassed than our guys did, honestly.
I see. That's the thing. Savage says, being in the building last night, I definitely needed my anxiety meds. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
My wife, she let's just say she didn't like me watching the game last night.
Oh, is that what I heard from up here?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Heard a very loud thud.
Yeah, that was her picking me up and tossing me across the room, but that's beside the point.
You know what? No, I'm leaving that one alone too. But I mean, what are your thoughts on this Texas game? You know, you've got Boogie Fland out, you have a Duthiero out, and we don't know. We know Boogie may not be back this season. We don't know if he's going to the NBA draft yet. There's talks that he is. There's talks that he's coming back because he didn't get to play. But you've got to think hyperextended knee with a Duthiero. He may be back at least for Vanderbilt or Mississippi State. Hopefully you've got him back to near 100% when it comes to the SEC tournament. But you definitely want him back if we get into either the NIT or the Big Dance.
He might be suited for South Carolina, but he might be one of those guys. If only it becomes an issue, will he play against South Carolina? Because I don't know about you, but a few days rest on a hyperextended knee, it's going to be what you need.
Well, the other thing too, you gotta remember is South Carolina was one of those that we had been watching for the last couple of weeks because they've been over in conference. And you know, as that Arkansas game got closer, we didn't want to be the one that they beat. Luckily, they did beat Texas. What it was like a week ago or so.
Yes, sir. 84-69
to get their first SEC win of the season this late. At least we're not South Carolina fans. But you don't want to be number 2 either.
Yeah. And just kind of a common opponent for right now. Missouri beat South Carolina yesterday 101-71.
God. But one of the things you don't want to happen is if you lose that South Carolina game, that more than likely will push you out of the tournament. Am I wrong in assuming that? Because that's a quad 3. You get a quad 3 loss.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. I'm not a bracketology expert, but I can say it. You need to win at least.
I'm kind of throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks here.
Just looking at the schedule, I mean, we have 3 games left. 2 of them are actually going to be tough. Vanderbilt's not going to be a cakewalk. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
No, Vanderbilt's not going to be a cakewalk.
Vanderbilt took out Texas A&M. a 3 hours and 45-minute game or something like that.
Ooh, that was a long game.
But Vanderbilt's not going to be a cakewalk. Mississippi State might be falling off. You don't know. Mississippi State kind of plays that same Texas A&M type of game. So I mean, we got a couple of teams ahead of us that still not for sure on. I was pretty for sure going into Texas, even though we didn't have Thero. I kind of had a feeling that they're going to put it together either way. And if we can get Brazil to come off the bench and give us, quality minutes like he did. And last night, what happened was he just let the game come to him. He didn't force anything. He just kind of settled in and just let it happen.
Well, that's what you have to do, though. I mean,
yeah.
Of course, again, the last time I played, team sport like basketball, I was in the 8th grade. So,
I mean, he was giving a lot of effort on defense, even with the Trey Johnson runner over Brazil. I mean, I haven't seen that from Brazil all year.
Let's talk about Brazil stepping up. I mean, I was getting ready to put an APB up for him because we almost, and I think MC said this last night, we almost saw Maui, Brazil.
I wouldn't give it Maui. I would definitely give it about 2022 when he came, like right before Maui. Yeah. He was good. He was doing good. It's just,
but even he
missed one shot.
Yeah. See, even after he came back, he just wasn't the same.
I mean, he had 8 rebounds. He led the team in rebounds. He had a steal, 1 turnover, 3 fouls, and 12 points. And he only missed 1 shot and 1 free throw. I mean, he was playing well. I mean, we need him to stack up more than just one game. So, I mean, we have Billy putting together games right now. We have Carter putting together games. You know who else we have putting together good games, right?
Who's that?
Nelly Davis had another good game last night.
Now, if we can just get Big Z to quit jacking up threes, we'll be doing great.
He was 3 for 6, man. I'd like to see Big Z, I want
to see him drive a whole lot more than jacking 3-point land.
I want him to round out his back to the basket game. I don't like these little push back, and then sky hook. Yeah. No, I want you to get to the rim and dunk on somebody. I will say this about Big Z, though.
What do is reach up. He doesn't even have to come off the ground.
And honestly, when it comes to Big Z, he has contested these dunks.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get his fair share of blocks during the game. He's also getting dunked on. You don't see a lot of players that will just continually contest at the rim after they got dunked on. We have to tip our caps to that guy because he's doing some work that people don't want to do. Who wants to be on a poster at 7'2"? He's literally just putting himself in line of getting on a poster every single game, and he's gotten blocks doing that.
Yeah,
and he's also got dunked on. I mean, it's one of those things. I appreciate him always contesting dunks. I do. But he also needs to round out his back to the basket game. Did you just get called out?
I don't know what JP. Oh, he's talking about. No, I didn't get called out.
Driving to the basket. Yeah,
he doesn't need to dribble the ball. Yeah, and I get that. But I mean, when you're 7'2", live in the lane, dude. Now, again, I know everybody's like, you can't live in the lane. Tashibwe did it.
I think he could. He's not polished as a big man. He's a shooter, and we need him to get in the gym. Get in the gym and learn how to bully people.
Oh God, yeah! If he learns how to bully people, he's going to be
look at Adu.
Dangerous.
Adu is kind of a bully. I mean, he's got the size on him, and when
like I said, I was real impressed with Adu last night.
If Adu had a 3-point shot, that's what Z could look like. And Z's doing a really good job of putting himself in position to get rebounds, and so did Brazil last night.
Yeah,
God, Brazil got some rebounds.
Let's get to the Cam Productions live fan feedback. Justin Ashmore's in there. What up, Hog Pen fam? What's up, Jay? He wants to know if we're going to be at the Diamond Hog game at Dickie Stevens Park this year. We might have a huge announcement involving that game
up our sleeve
here in just a few weeks. We hope. We're still putting some things together. But be paying attention to Inside the Hog Pen because we may have a big announcement revolving around that game at Dickie Stevens. And yeah, JP agrees, and I agree with you too. He needs more weight.
And I don't know.
I'm about
I
Big Z,
feel
not Justin.
that's rude.
Just kidding, Jay. Just kidding.
But I think Z's going to come back next year. I'm starting to get iffy on Carter and Billy coming back next year.
Billy may not come back. I mean, it all depends on how he finishes the season. But I can see him going in the draft. Not very high right now, but I can see him going in the draft.
But
Carter, I'm with
Carter
you.
is playing really good defense. That's the thing. So the thing is, with the NBA draft, we've been saying it for years now. Thank you, Eric Musselman. They don't draft based on production. They draft upon potential.
I know.
And Carter is starting to show a lot of potential right now. And his potential is more on the defensive end, and they know his shooting's going to be good.
Okay, but would he gain more from the G League or gain more coming back another year to Arkansas?
It depends on what you're asking. If you're talking about experience, he'd get more from the G League than he would the SEC.
Right.
But here's the all-encompassing thing.
All right.
Name, image, and likeness.
The devil.
Would you get more money going to the G League?
You probably get about the same.
Going back to the SEC.
You probably no, look, all right. You probably get about the same or more in a rookie contract.
So, yeah, rookie contract, you're probably going to get signed. He's probably going to get signed for a rookie contract and play
AP
or sit on the bench.
Make more money here than in the G League.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole NIL thing
Chicken Man's got the money. There you go. But you have to.
I don't think Chicken Man would be mad about spending money there.
No, but you've got to look at the two recruits that he's got coming in though, and Darius Acuff and
Malik Thomas. So neither one of them that plays his position. Darius Acuff is a point guard, and Malik Thomas is a forward. I kind of see Carter Knox more as a shooting guard,
right.
A 2/3, and I think Malik Thomas is like a stretch 4, maybe a 3. Because Malik Thomas is like 6'7", so he's probably going to be a 3 or 4 range because in college basketball you play stretch 4s. You don't really have a solid forward that's 6'10".
Right.
You don't have a lot of that.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for some baseball talk. You're listening to Inside the Hog Pen. Back right after this.
Mix Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Mix Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Mix Design.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hawg Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share SeatGeek as a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not-so-good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link, and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
It's time to step back inside the Hog Pen to the Mix Design Studios.
All right, welcome back to Inside the Hog Pen. As you can see, are we wearing the same jersey?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Great minds think alike. I got my beer hat on, dude. It's baseball time in Arkansas. What are you? Oh God! All right, he's done it. He's done it.
I done did it.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, so Diamond Hogs go to Arlington this past weekend and take 2 of 3. And I would just like to take one moment, if I could, Dylan, and say, put the right finger up, not that finger, because I called the Kansas City loss. Did I not?
Sure did. Hey, Zach.
Yo.
Put your finger up.
I can't do that on air. I'll get in trouble.
Put the right finger up. And you know what you're about to acknowledge.
Actually, I really don't.
Just moving to the TCU game real quick.
We're
all in attendance here, and
tighten
obviously my tinfoil cap is screwed on tight. I sent an email.
Wait. Let me go backstory first. Okay. So Dylan came to me, I guess it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, something like that.
So there's just my esteemed colleague has been
saying this for a couple of years.
Has been saying this since the 2023 season that somehow, some way, some possibility that TCU was sign stealing, and because didn't you? Because our ERA against those teams was what, like 5?
Our ERA the whole season was like at a 5.
Okay,
and
TCU beat us total in 3 games by 50 runs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've been rolling around the idea that Dylan and his hat over here,
Tinfoil Cap University.
Yeah. And we've been brushing it off, and so I wasn't gonna divulge anything, but we're
not gonna go that far. We're
not. But Dylan has been diligently playing into his conspiracy theory, and it kind of played out on Saturday. And that's where I'll let Dylan take over.
So obviously, the last 3 times before Saturday when we played TCU, the scores as they were 18-6, 20-5, and 12-4. That is quick math. 50-15. First thing. That's craziness. So I believe, the little pitch comm card is about this big. Infielders wear it in their hats. It's everywhere. The players know, the defensive players know what pitch is coming. Who's to say TCU didn't have a hold of that while we played them? So,
thinker, head scratcher.
We average 5 runs a game given up. And this team, who averaged 5 runs a game going into that, scores 15 runs per game.
Well, okay.
Something doesn't sit right.
Let me throw something at you. So you might want to reach up there and tighten that tinfoil hat. What if I told you that there was an Arkansas player that more or less
he might have played for the team next year? Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. Could have happened.
Could be.
But at the same time, Friday morning, I was tired of my conspiracy theory just being a theory. So I just typed an email up and sent it over to somebody at TCU. I don't think I've gotten a response yet, but I did get a response on Saturday when they only scored 1 run.
They forgot how to hit the ball all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, they don't know what pitch is coming.
Weren't they ranked 22nd, or was that Michigan?
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
He was 20. Hold on, let me check. Hold on.
Checks notes. But conspiracy theory here. Yeah. I'm just gonna.
TCU was 22nd.
So the 22nd ranked team couldn't hit the ball.
Couldn't hit the ball. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
When shout out Matt Hobbs. Matt Hobbs is possibly the best pitching coach in NCAA right now. The MLB is just itching to get him back, and he just keeps on going, no. He came from the New York Yankees, not the minor leagues, but he was at the pitching coach at the Yankees until he went to Missouri. Then we got him because, Missouri's our farm system. But
put a pin in that just a second, because I'm going to get up on my high horse here and get up on my soapbox because I'm only 5'8". But I'm going to go ahead. Look, all right. We're what? 6-7 games into the season? 2 series in?
7-8 games, yeah. 7-1.
Fire Nate Thompson.
I'm not going to say it yet.
I am. Fire him.
We're only 8 games in.
No, I don't care. Fire him. Fire him. Fire him. Fire him. We watched we watched way too many pitches just fly by.
I agree. I think this year is a make it or break it year for old Nate. I think that DVH has said, hey, no more swinging for Jesus. We need to swing to get on base.
Just make contact. Just swing the damn bat.
And as a avid baseball consumer, I watch the Tony Vitello teams and I watch Arkansas. There's obviously a different philosophy with Arkansas. It is in my opinion, this is what it is. Don't take this is what Arkansas does. This is what Dylan sees. I think this team is a wait for your pitch type of team. This isn't a team that's like, I'm going to attack whatever pitch they send out here. If you watch the MLB Network, they have former players, former Hall of Famers all the time on there. They always talk about their hitting philosophy. I've heard a couple of them talk about like dividing the plate in half. If you throw an inside fastball, I'm turning on it. But if you throw an outside off-speed pitch, then I'm going to sit back on it and shoot it outside. You have all these MLB players, Hall of Famers, not Flamers.
Whoa.
But you have all these guys talking about their approach to pitching, and it just seems like our guys are just waiting for their pitch. And then you look at Tony Vitello's team. They don't care what pitch is thrown. They're expecting fastball at some point, and they're going to take it somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, even we talked about it over the weekend. They're just letting too many pitches go by it. Now,
there's a philosophy behind that.
I give one negative note, and then I'm gonna give props. I love watching the Aloy brothers.
Kuhio is batting 561, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
That is
you've got
insanity over 8 games.
You've got the Aloy brothers, Iredale. My bad. God, who's the other one?
Rocco Pepe.
Pepe, yeah. I mean, and you can even put.
I think Justin Thomas has got some pop in his swing too.
Thomas has got it. I mean, up and down the batting order.
I think Thomas is just might be swinging a little too hard.
Except for one, I'm concerned about.
I think I know who you're talking about. She's in the audience. I'm gonna let you say it.
I'm not slandering. I'm going to say I'm concerned.
About who?
Kendall Diggs. Look, y'all hate me if you want to. I call it like I see it. All right. Look.
Him and Sousa.
Him and Sousa both. Okay. Okay. Both of them. I'm concerned about. Not saying that they're terrible. I'm not slandering them. I'm going, okay, they're not seeing the plate. They're not seeing the ball like they did a season.
There's an obvious problem.
There's a disconnect somewhere. Justin Ashmore in the Cam Productions Life and Feedback says, what happened to Holt?
I guess he's talking about Peyton Holt. I think he graduated.
Yeah. Now, speaking of what happened to who, Gage Wood has a strain or a what did I'm not I don't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't anything major. This was more precautionary than anything.
Sorry, I had to get that out of the way.
Yeah, this was more precautionary than anything. But you gotta wonder. You know, Gage Wood could have, had he stayed in, I feel like this could have been his Hagen Smith appearance. Impingement. And what isn't it? An impingement. What the heck
I think
is
it's just
that?
like a little tightness or a little pinch.
Twinge? I got you. Thank you, Eric Jernigan, for helping me out on that.
And
Justin Ashmore says, Souza will come around. Diggs is consistently inconsistent. Kind of like, you know what? Never mind.
And to get on to the pitching staff,
yeah,
we have an abundance right now. We have the ability to say, "Hey, you're not feeling good today."
Well, I was outside of losing Gage Wood, which again, freak accident when you're a pitcher. Okay, freak incident, not accident, because you can't, things happen. I was very impressed with our pitching staff, even the relievers coming out of the bullpen. Carson Wiggins, Carson Wiggins threw 4 pitches at 100 miles an hour.
I think they were back to back to back to back.
Back to back to back to back.
And then I think Christian Fouch hit 100 a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
They have a whole thing on Twitter right now.
Willie Mack.
I don't think Willie Mack hit 100.
He didn't hit 100, but he's one of those that you can either put him in the starting rotation or he can come out of the bullpen. All right, it doesn't matter which. He can throw some strikes either way.
So we had 5 pitchers hit at least 97. Carson Wiggins hit 100. Christian Fouch hit 100. Gabe Gackle hit 98. Gage Wood hit 98. And Dylan Carter hit 97.
What do you think about them apples? I'd say we got a pretty good pitching staff. And
I think in our lefties, they're not throwing just soft either. They're probably throwing 95. And the thing about lefties throwing 95 for a right-handed hitter, you say you have an inside fastball. I mean, it's coming from a different location, obviously, but the inside fastball and the inside slider are scary pitches when you combo them together. And that's when you start swinging and you about get hit while you're swinging.
Yeah, well, even when you throw a changeup, when you're slinging, 80, 90, 95 miles an hour, when you throw that changeup and it slows it down, it doesn't look like it's slowing down if you're the batter.
Yeah, that goes back to Paul Skeens and his 102 fastball and 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yeah.
Like, how is that a changeup?
That's a fastball.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, they've got Charlotte coming in this weekend for another 3-game series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They've got Portland next weekend, and I think their midweek game is UCA on Tuesday night. And then next weekend, not 2 weeks, is opening of SEC play with on the road at Ole Miss. That's going to be a good series. And then I'm hoping to be at the the SEC home opener.
Yeah, I think our buddy MC might be in Oxford for his favorite team.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about his new podcast real quick. I wish he was on, but he's got a new podcast out called The Final Jump Shot. While we're closing up here on Inside the Hawg Pen, last couple of minutes, he's got a new podcast coming out soon called The Final Jump Shot. And I've listened to the preview, and he was on the radio in Northwest Arkansas or Northeast Arkansas this morning, kind of promoting it. And if you've guys, for those of you that are of the older-ish generation, you're gonna have, you're looking through the AAA record books and you see these names and these schools, and you're like, well, where is this school from? When the consolidation happened, when all these schools started to consolidate in all these small towns and small communities, those schools disappeared. MC is jumping into those to keep what he says is keeping the legacy of those schools alive. Because some of the biggest names in basketball have come out of some of those small schools.
I think he interviewed one of them, Wabasika.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of Wabasika until the interview.
I know that name very well. But y'all need to check that out. Cam Productions puts it on. We're just doing the promoting. It is not part of the ITHP family yet. I'm still trying to sweet talk him, but this is his own personal project, and we're going to promote the heck out of it for him. It's called The Final Jump Shot, and I don't have, unfortunately, D-Mad, I don't have the promo here to play because my computer did not want to download it.
You failed. I mean, that's it. You just failed.
My EP didn't show me how to do it.
Yeah, that's probably right.
You told me to not touch the board, so I didn't do it.
Well, you probably shouldn't touch the board. Speaking of, hey, Justin's asking if we're down for an Oxford trip. We know MC is.
You don't want me in Oxford, dude. I can tell you that right now.
I have a question. So I'm guessing we're in the we'll call it the hog maybe thoughts. Hog thoughts.
We're in the final. Yeah.
We're not going to go to Hog Tua anymore, but
it's dead. It's gone.
I have an idea of
I'm scared. I am so
going
scared.
to a Kentucky basketball game decked out in Razorback gear, standing right behind the bench and saying, "Cal's your daddy," like they did with Cal in Dallas with the Pope hat.
That's what that was about. That kind of blew my mind for a second. For a minute, I was like, what are they doing with the Pope hat now? It makes sense.
Yeah, I was a little confused when it happened too. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, dude, give me your final thoughts as we're wrapping up here on Inside the Hawg Pen tonight.
Do we want final thoughts?
Hey,
so
final
thoughts for real. I think patience is the name of the game right now. I kind of went down a dark hole against Auburn.
Kinda.
I kind of did.
Kinda.
I'm usually the glaring sunshine and rainbows guy here.
You pulled a card out of my deck.
I did.
Like you straight up went Razorback Zach.
I got it got dark over here for a little bit. What
did you say, Dylan? Tell everyone what you said.
I said we're University of Almost. We almost beat Auburn. We almost beat A&M. We almost beat Alabama. And it's forever going to be that way. Baseball got close in the national championship. Before I could finish, this popped up.
Told you. Wasn't
I said it doesn't matter sometimes. Arkansas, they'll put on a good season, but it doesn't matter at the end of the season when the chips are down. You'll be left disappointed.
You really will, unfortunately.
That was something I don't usually go with. I'm usually the super optimistic type.
See, here's the thing. The guys are usually the ones messaging me going, "Hey, season over yet?" I'm the one going, "Nah, not yet."
Nate Thompson's season is over, isn't it, Zach?
Fire him.
I know you're halfway joking.
Fire him.
All right, Zach, what's your final thought?
Man, hey, Hog's gonna hog, man. Hog's gonna hog. We're gonna be here every step of the way.
I really want to say it's not as bad as I was thinking the other day. I honestly think the basketball team can make a run. We're a team that.
Did y'all see that?
No.
My door opened by itself.
Run it back on YouTube, but I think this team can make a run. They've got to be able to put it together, and if they can put it together, then this team's really hard to beat. Baseball, same way.
We saw it against Kentucky.
Mhm.
And MC and I said it last night, and we're up against the end of the show. But I said it again during football. Is we saw the potential against with the football team against Tennessee. We fell for it again when we played Kentucky in basketball. It's oh my God, we're turning the corner, and we're still struggling. Now I think the pieces are finally starting to come together. So, with that being said, we are going to wrap this bad boy up. MC will hopefully be back next week, 100% better. I will be back as well, along with Tinfoil Man over here, D-Mad. But we want to
I'll
thank
have a better
everybody.
hat next time.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, 10 a.m. Chuck Tatum, former Arkansas basketball player from 99 to 2004, joins the show. And we're going to talk a little basketball. I'm going to get his thoughts about the team and in his playing days and whatever else comes to mind. But for Dylan Madden and the absent Marcus MC Carlton, I'm Razorback Zach. Thank you for watching Inside the Hawg Pen. Until next time, so long, everybody.
Thanks for watching this episode of Inside the Hawg Pen. Listen anytime on your favorite podcast provider, and be sure to follow us on all our social network channels.